Hello, Steve here. Welcome back to another edition of Big Bore Guns. Today we're going to be taking a look at this firearm. This is the Rossi lever action model R92 in 454 Casull. Have you ever had one of those experiences where you really wanted a firearm? Well, this was one of those guns. I'd been looking for a big bore rifle for some time. I really like lever action rifles. After watching a number of videos and reviews on this gun, I was really excited to get out and shoot it for the first time. Let me show you my first shots here. Make sure I got the right bullets. I'd hate to load this with 357s and have something bad go. So let's go ahead and load this up. So I'm sitting on this table. It's pretty hot right now. They say when you first load them, it'll be pretty difficult to load it. Not so sure that's true. Wow. Everything I watched online says, man, that rifle is super, super hard to load. These bullets are going in so smoothly. And this gun's never been fired. Also, the 454 model does not have a rod you pull out to be able to put your bullets in here. You have to put them through the ramp here. So they're all loaded up. We'll go ahead and give it a try. Make sure the sight's okay. I have no idea at all where this is going to be shooting, so we'll see. All right. Alright, first bullet had a hard time there. Caught. Let's try this one here. Oh man. So, Rossi's famous safety. Alright, this is going to go off. Really strange, it's like right on. I don't think it loaded a new range. If it did. This baby's right on. I mean, oh yeah, well, right next to the bullseye. Okay, tip, make sure you go ahead and get that round all the way out. Let's go ahead and take out that water jug. Gosh, it went through it. Hole in it. Okay, so the last round did not load, and I think it's because I'm not pulling the lever back enough. I'm going to hand load it. Take another can out. You can see my results were pretty mixed. I was very frustrated shooting this for the first time. Now, to be fair, I only had a couple types of ammo. I hadn't really prepared to go out and shoot this gun that day. I was doing a review on a 460 Magnum, but I'd hoped to have a very good experience with this gun as well. And it didn't go as I'd planned. Before we get into that, and I will explain what happened later in this video, let's go over this gun a little bit. If you've ever seen the Rossi R92 in 454 Casull before, or any Rossi R92, you can immediately recognize this is not the stock configuration. To be fair, I did plan on doing some upgrades before I purchased this gun. I really did not like the way the stock looked that originally came on the gun, so I plan on swapping those out anyway. Also, as you've watched in some other videos, I'm a big fan of red dot sights, like this Holosun 403C I purchased on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description if you wanted to take a look at that. And also this rail I purchased from Rossi directly. The barrel is pre-tapped and drilled for this particular mount here, so I went ahead and got that so I could attach my red dot, and it has really worked out well. I purchased this stock from Midwest Manufacturing, as well as this arm grip here. I really like the way they look, especially in contrast to the stainless steel finish. Also has a little rail on here. You can mount a laser or a light. It also has an M-lock slot. You can put some different accessories on here. They make a cartridge holder as well, so you can mount some of your rounds here. It also has a cartridge holder you can mount on this stock if you wish to do that. One of the things I really like about this stock was the adjustable cheek rest. What I found after shooting the guns a few times with this red dot, my cheek was really not comfortable lining up with the sight. However, when I just raised this cheek rest a little bit, it made a huge difference. It made it much more comfortable for me to shoot. So before I go any further, let me just show you that the gun is unloaded. Go ahead and release the trigger, let the hammer down. It is on safety as well, and that's important because I'm going to load some rounds into this gun to show you some of the issues I had with it getting the gun initially. I did do a few other modifications. Out of the box, I really did not like the way the action worked. So I went to Lee's Gunsmithing and I bought a spring kit and I put that on the gun. I also watched some videos where they slicked up the action in the interior parts. Now the guns they showed in the videos were in really bad shape. However, when I took this gun apart, I found that everything was pretty slick already. I did touch it up in a few spots where there's some little burrs, but it wasn't bad at all. And with a little wear and time, those would have went away. However, I did it while I had it apart. Installed the spring kit, made a big difference in the performance of this gun, and I really like the way it shoots now. So why did I want a 454 Casull lever action rifle? Well, first off, I'm a big fan of lever action rifles. I had the original 1892 Winchester. I sold it many years ago. I wish I would have held on to it, but it was a great shooting gun. Of course, it was in a different caliber. It wasn't available in the 454 Casull. It was one of my first centerfire rifles, and I really liked shooting that gun. I used it for many years before I ended up selling it. And I quickly learned the 454 Casull really performs in this longer 20-inch barrel. Let me show you a few shots here. You can see in that video, it's going in at over 1,800 feet per second and delivering over 2,300 foot-pounds of energy. That's very impressive. It can take down any game in North America, probably also a lot of dangerous game in Africa. It really, really does well. Another reason I purchased this, besides just liking lever action guns, was I needed something to mate up with my 460 Magnum pistol. And this is a good round to do that. The 454 Casull will fit in both a rifle and a pistol. It does very well, performs well in both. It was nice to have the ability to shoot a single round in both guns. So let me go over a few positives first. First off, it is very accurate. Hit almost perfectly on the bullseye. Right after I mounted this red dot with no adjustments, I didn't ever change the sights on it because it really didn't need it. It was right on target, right out of the box. I was very impressed with that, and it consistently hit the bullseye every time. The other thing I noticed is the finish on it was very nice. Stainless steel looked really good. The fit on all the parts was really nicely done. Did not look like a budget firearm. It didn't feel like one either at this weight. Of course, I've mentioned some other videos. I really like stainless steel guns. They're just a lot easier to care for. That's something that's a very pro on this particular firearm. So what were those first issues? Now I'll talk a little bit more about the upgrades after I get this portion of the video done. But the first issues with this gun, right out of the box, right when I took it out for the first time was, well, I was limited with my ammo. I didn't have a lot of different types of ammo with me when I shot it for the first time. The first bullet I tried was this MagTech. I'd shot this in my pistol quite a bit. This is a 454 Casull with a 200 grain jacketed flat point. I even had some 45 long Colts with me. I'd hoped to shoot in this gun. Now my experience with the 45 long Colts was not good, and they don't say it's made to shoot 45 long Colts. I just did hope it'd work out fine, and it didn't, so I'll probably not shoot 45 long Colts in this again. My imagine I might have some problems with this one too. I'm sure it's not going to kick it off. I'm just not thinking it's going to cycle very well. I'm just going to put that many in right now. Well, manual cycle. Second bullet came up. Probably won't try that again. So, it doesn't look like 45s. At least that particular one is going to cycle really well. It's got a flat nose. Not really sure. It may be because of the brand. Could load it one at a time. Does shoot okay. It's really light. Don't try this at home. I don't want to fight with that 45. So I just don't have the tools with me to do this right now. Sometimes you're better off just quitting when you're behind. It looks like what we're going to do today. It's stuck wedged way up in there.
So why did I have issues with this the first time? Well, first off, out of the factory, the action was not very smooth. You can see now, it's super smooth after I installed that spring kit. However, when I first bought it, it wasn't as smooth as I would have liked. It did work okay, but it felt a little bit gritty when I used it. And the main issue I discovered after I tried some different ammunition, like this here, I didn't have this with me at the time, but I did purchase some of this. It works really good in this gun. This is the Underwood 300 grain in 454 Casull. Zero issues with this. Totally reliable. It's because of its design. So here's the problem in its design. It is really finicky with the ammo you shoot in it. One of my favorite rounds is this 335 grain cast lead bullet. This is from Double Tap. This is a great bullet for dangerous game. However, you cannot load this magazine with it. If you look here, let me show you. Push it in here. That's as far as it's going to go in this gun. And the problem is the flat design of this head on this one. It's going to be a pain getting out too. The flat head in here, you can see it's got a little bit of a burr on it now. Gets caught on the magazine tube. There's just not enough room between this gate here and the tube to load this round in the gun. Now you can, of course, stick it like this, manually load it into a chamber single shot, and fire it that way. And let me tell you, when you do that, I did do some tests with this, just shooting it single shot. This bullet does really, really well out of this barrel. However, I won't be using it because you just can't load in this tubular magazine. It just will not go in there in the way it's designed. So right away you need to know, hey, if this is the bullet you're looking to shoot, you're not going to be able to do that. The other issue was with rounds like this here. Now, although this is a flat nose, this is a little bit shorter than solid cast, and it has a smaller flat nose here, a little bit of a taper. Close up the action here, lower the hammer. I'll go ahead and put this bullet in the gun. I'm going to show you. It goes in great, quick and easy. Now, in other videos I watched, people did say they had a hard time loading this gun. The rounds that work in this gun load very easily. No problems at all. They fit right in there and loaded right up. Now, I do have it in safety, but I'm going to chamber this round. Now, if you can look at the gun here, you can see the bullet just does not go in the ramp consistently. Now, here I've got it in there now. I moved it around a little bit. I'm going to pull the bullet out of here. Because of this flat nose here, sometimes it hits on the chamber here and will not load into the chamber. It just sticks. You have to back it back out, wiggle it around. Sometimes it falls out. It just does not do well reliably. Sometimes it loads, sometimes it doesn't, and it really depends on how it matches up each time you shoot it with this chamber, and it doesn't always match up just perfectly. So that's one of the problems I had. MagTech will work, however, it wasn't consistent for me, so that's a bullet I probably will not be using very often either. Now, over time, with this gun, it may wear down enough where it works fine, but it's very unreliable right now. Then last here, this Underwood. Go ahead and put this in. Loads right up. Loads right in the gun. It is on safety. Bullets in the chamber. No problems at all. We're going to go and extract it. Sorry, we're going to catch it so we don't have it go off anywhere on the floor. There it is. No problems. Reliable every single time. So I think you're going to discover there are some good bullets to use in this gun. However, you're going to need to look for something with a rounded nose here. As long as they have enough curve here to make it into the chamber, I think you're going to be fine. Now, Rossi built a few safeties into this gun that I really like too. Some people will hate this, but they do have a manual safety here, which I was just using. Basically, it just goes off just by clipping it here and pushing down after you load a round in there. It keeps the hammer from striking the firing pin. It works really well. I like this type of safety. Like I said, some people won't like it, and I've heard a lot of people remove it. I wouldn't recommend doing that. It's so simple to move it with your thumb here, and it works really well. It's consistent. It works perfectly. Also, like most lever action rifles, it does have a half cock feature. Also unsafed when it's loaded. Can't pull the trigger. So those are a couple safety features it has that I do like in this gun. Now, as far as trigger pull goes on this gun, this is really sweet. I told you I put a spring kit in here. Let me show you what the trigger's like here. Let me get out my trigger gauge. Just test this a couple times. Again, it is unloaded. Gauge. £1 2 ounces. That's pretty nice. Try it again here. Tear it out. $15 ounces. Hope you can see that. Okay. I'll do it one more. $13.7 ounces. Now I've done the test quite a bit after I put the trigger kit in just to make sure it was safe, and it averages right about 14 ounces. That is extremely light trigger. It's great for a cowboy action rifle, which is what the kit was designed for. I'll probably go in and add some weight to this trigger pull just by replacing back a couple of those springs that I took out. However, I do like the way it shoots now. You just barely touch that trigger and it goes off. Very smooth. It keeps it very accurate as well in this big bore gun. The other thing is also, after going through and smoothing up a few of those parts and putting in that spring kit, this action works really good. I mean, it is smooth, easy to use. Really like the way the action works, and it's still very dead on in its sights. Also, never misfired. It shoots reliably every time, even with those lighter springs in it. It works great. Hey, if you do me a big favor, I'd really appreciate it. A lot of people do watch my videos, however, not everyone subscribes. So if you just take a minute to go down below, hit the like or subscribe button, that helps me out a whole lot. Helps me get my content monetized, and helps this channel so I can buy more guns and do more reviews. So if you take a few minutes to do that, I would really appreciate it. Back to the review. So would I recommend this gun or go out and buy it again? Well, hopefully I've given you enough information in this video so you can make a good decision with whether or not you'd want to purchase this gun for yourself. Personally, I really enjoyed the gun after I got the modifications done on it. So take this into consideration if you're going to go out and think about buying this gun. Right away, you're probably going to want to make some changes. So have that in the back of your mind. You know, it will work the way it is, but I may want to make some modifications on it. The other thing is that if you want to shoot any ammo anytime reliably, this is not the gun for you. It is very picky with ammo. You're going to have to go out, Buy some different rounds, test them, make sure they shoot accurately. Take it down the range, try some different ammo. You'll find some that's very reliable, and stick to reliable bullets so you don't have problems out in the field. The other thing is, I would not consider this a good 45 long Colt gun. Because of the way the action is designed and the length of the bullets, they just do not go into the chamber properly. Sometimes they get stuck. I had a bad experience using 45 long Colts. Again, Rossi doesn't say it's for 45 long Colts. Now, most 454 Casulls can handle 45 long Colts. As long as you keep your gun clean, a 45 long Colt should work well in a 454 Casull. But due to the lever action design, this is just not a good gun to shoot 45 long Colts. But if you're looking for a big bore gun that really performs, it gives a lot of energy, that's very accurate, well, I think this is a great gun to have. One I'll be keeping in my collection. I won't make the same mistake I did selling my last lever action and regretting it afterwards. I'll hang on to this gun. Well, until next time, I appreciate you watching this video. If you'd like or comment, or if you have questions, please write them down below. I'll get back to you. I hope you have a great week. Thank you for watching this video from Big Bore Guns.